Internet, hello and welcome to a very special patron-sponsored watch-along of The Lost Boys. This watch-along is brought to you by the great Michael McCarstle, who is responsible for all these watch-alongs. That is one of my Patreon tiers where people pick watch-alongs per month. And one of these months, I'll remember to mute my computer. I get it like half and half now. As you guys know, I can't have sound, so I play it on TV, and I have the sound. The angle's slightly different because I forgot to charge my PS4 controller, so I'm right up against my TV because it's all plugged in, and that kind of exemplifies where I'm at in life. I'm so burnt out, I have to be plugged in right up against the screen. If I'm a little tired today, it's because I've done a little bit too much Venom coverage. I've seen Venom 3 times this week. I've done coverage for Nerdist and for Real Rejects and for myself and did the press junket. I'm very tired. But tonight isn't about me. It's about kicking off spooky season here on the last day of September with The Lost Boys. The Lost Boys is one of my favorite films of all time. I am about to watch it on Blu-ray. It is a Blu-ray that has been used many a time. I do believe it's on HBO Max, correct me if I'm wrong, but today we are watching The Lost Boys in honor of spooky season and in honor of Michael McCarstle. But you know what else we're doing? We're gonna have a beer. Like I said, am exhausted, and this is going to be my sweet, sweet nectar of the gods tonight. This is Cascade Lakes Brewing Company Salted Caramel Porter. That sounds to me fall as fuck. So this is gonna be my wine blood. This is gonna be the thing that turns me into a vampire tonight. This salted caramel porter is a lightly roasted, mahogany-colored, medium-bodied malt, and it's as smooth as Marvin Gaye singing a love song with a sweet salted caramel flavor. This special porter is a delicious ale you'll want to enjoy over and over. Thank you to Cascade Lakes Brewing Company. This is going to be glorious. It's got chocolate wheat. Oh, there's just so much goodness in here. So Cascade Lakes Brewing Company, thank you very much. This is through Tavour. Tavour is this beer company I have a team up with. You can check the link in the subscription below. Tavour will give you $10 off your beer if you use the code COY10. That's COY10. Me plus 10. $10 off beer. You're welcome. Tavour is a company that sends you craft beer directly to your door. Tavern plus Devour. Tavour, Tavour, and they curate from independent breweries. We're not talking Coors Light. Sorry, Mark Ellis. We're not talking Bud Light. We're talking real beer. And this real beer gets delivered right to your door, and you get $10 off if you use the code COY10. Let's see what this salted caramel porter does while we wait for people to join in the chat. Oh, it does everything it needs to. It's smooth. It's almost buttery. It's got a really smooth finish. It's more of a dark chocolate than a milk chocolate. It's heavy but not weighty. This is a very nice beer. Oh. Now, this episode is brought to you by Michael McCarstle, who is in the chat, shaking his fist at the Tavour gods. I don't know if they've changed their principles of where they deliver, but they, as of the last time Michael McCarstle checked, did not deliver to his home state. Hopefully that changes soon. I don't know, maybe worth checking again. I don't know if you've already checked recently, Michael, but I am bummed for you. I wish they delivered to you specifically because I know you would enjoy the hell out of some of the things I've talked about as we have discussed. We've got Black Loki 3004 in the chat. We've got Curtis Mason in the chat. I'm going to press play on this, and then I'm going to check on the chat right meow. So, I'm currently at 4 seconds into my Blu-ray. It is currently the Warner Brothers logo. Let's see what happens. All right, we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pressing, play, playing. Okay. There's the sound. All right, so I got the bigger Warner Brothers logo. It's playing across the screen, a Time Warner Company. We are now at 15 seconds. Blind boys are about to lie, and little sisters are about to cry. Cry, little sister. We got a Warner Brothers Pictures Presents. We've got a Dick Donner production, produced by Dick Donner, directed by the incredible, the powerhouse, the late great Joel Schumacher, one of my favorite directors. Man, I love Joel Schumacher. A lot of people only know him for Batman, and that is a real shame because he's one of the best directors of the last age. He's not with us anymore, but right before this age, he's one of the best. All right, checking on the chat. I have 2 pairs of headphones. I lost my headphones. That's why I couldn't find them. And Michael McCarstle is saying he puts them in the same spot. They are wiser than I am. Let's see. Drinking my favorite Cabernet Sauvignon. I feel like a vamp would appreciate it. I agree, Michael McCarstle. That is wise and totally appropriate for this film. Make it look a little Kiefer Sutherland. Look at that adorable young vampire. I really enjoy that this film immediately gives us a fun 80s tone, intentional or not. I know it's a piece of the time, but also, like, the wardrobe is impeccably 80s. Everyone's outfit makes me jealous, and we're immediately invested in my opinion, everyone, because of the chaos of the start of this film. I'm like, yes, this is everything I want. I started watching this movie when I was, like, 3, so this is truly a film I grew up with. I've probably seen it 100 times. It's perfect. Okay, back to the chat. We are live. What up, Curtis Mason? Welcome, welcome. My dude, get some sleep. Yeah, I'm gonna slow down next week. I'm gonna slow down. I'm real tired. I'm burnt out, and I rarely admit to burnout. Black Loki, The Lost Boys makes me think of the upcoming Blade movie and how the Marvel fans, especially younger fans and Kill, will respond to Blade. Hopefully, Blade brings people to Lost Boys, because Lost Boys is peak cinema. This and Top Gun are, like, everything to my childhood. Let's see. Tomorrow, my haunted house, the 13th Gate, opens for the season. Shout out to the 13th Gate in Louisiana. And shout out to Michael McCarstle for enjoying the hell out of that dope job. Let's see. I feel like Coy could access the Speed Force even if he was tired. Usually, man. Usually. Tired? Yes. Burnt out? No. I am a broken boy today. Alright, we've got one of the really cool... I'm going to get back to the chat after this. We've got one of the cool uses of flying they do in this film. They're really cool about making the flying POV. They save a lot of the practical flying and wire work until later in the film. There's a really cool atmosphere at the opening of the film, just like general spooky, which I really dig. And it's a horror movie, but it plays with tonalities. Like this and Cabin in the Woods and a lot of films like that, which are my kind of horror movies, lean into tropes in a fun way. So while it's scary, it's also fun as fuck. We have the cast in alphabetical order with Corey Feldman and Corey Haim coming into play. We got my love of the 80s, my heart, my soul, Jamie Gertz. Man, star. Like I said, I watched this since I was 3, but rewatching it in my teen years, Jamie Gertz was definitely an awakening of sorts. Her and Shannon Sossman changed my life. Jason Patric, underappreciated powerhouse of an actor. If you haven't seen The Losers, I highly recommend The Losers. They are absolutely incredible. The movie The Losers was Chris Evans, Idris Elba, Jason Patric, a lot of fucking incredible actors, and I feel like it got slept on. Okay, end of cast reading. Let's see. I couldn't find it on HBO, had to rent it on Amazon. Okay, so this is not available on HBO. You can rent it on Amazon, where they have all the movies, probably like $2 or $4. That is what Michael did. This beer is tasty, Curtis Mason, and it is incredible, Michael McCarstle. And once again, I'm sorry that it is not Tavares, is not Louisiana. Everyone else, you can get this $10 off, quite 10. An incredible cover of People Are Strange, I have to say. Aha! Okay, good news. And we're back. Okay, so I paused it, you lovelies. I'm currently on executive producer Richard Donner on the title card, and I'm going to press play and give you guys the time code. We are currently at 5 minutes, 53 seconds. That is 5 minutes, 53 seconds. 5 minutes, 53 seconds. Okay, hopefully that all cues up and we're back. I don't know where you guys lost me, but I was in the middle of some rant, as we do on these Watchalongs. I was about to go back to the chat, but apologies for my internet hating me. even with new phones and even with new internet. It is just an ongoing battle. Oh, I might have been talking about the song. This cover is one of the best covers in the game. I actually like it a little bit more than the original because it is the one I associate with the original personally. All right. For people joining in late, we have just arrived to Grandpa's house. We have the Jason Patrick getting off the motorcycle. That is where we are in the game. All right, back to the live chat. Grandpa, by the way, is my goal of getting old. Grandpa is the ideal old man. If I am half the man he is at his age, I will have achieved a great life, and I will be doing it correctly. Okay. Let's see. Black Loki 3004 with the super chat saying, Coy is a legend. Here's to a great weekend. Thank you. Let's see here. Oh, someone in the chat is asking what I think about the reboot. That's what I was talking about when we froze, actually. I was saying I think reboots are always positive. I'm excited for the reboot because the beautiful thing about reboots is if it's good, you've got two of a movie you love. If it's bad, you can go back and watch your old movie. It doesn't mess it up. And if it's okay, then it makes people that weren't aware of the movie find the movie. So reboots are only beneficial. You've still got your OG, but you've also got more and more options. I love that Michael is doing curls with the bar that he's got his clothes on. So he's got a barbell that he's got his clothes on doing curls. That's manhood right there. Fun male lead choice. But I think reboots are very beneficial. The thing I don't think is beneficial is like the George Lucas special edition thing. I would much rather people remake movies than fuck up the original, because the remake doesn't fuck up the original. I'm excited because I like the cast so far. I like the kid from It. I like the kid from... Yeah, it's a good cast, good potential. And the 80s was now, and this hurts me, 35 to 40 years ago, depending on which section of the 80s they do. This movie came out, I believe, in 87, which means this movie is 34 years old. So it's time. It's time for a remake. Black Logie, thank you for the super chat. He said, Coy is a legend. Here's to a great weekend. I appreciate the hell out of you, man. Much appreciated. The Grandpa Shelf. Also, I love watching 80s movies. Look at the details. Look at the old marketing and stuff. Like, look at the crispy box of crackers. Like, I just love how marketing used to be. I love the evolution of things. I love old tech. The murder capital of the world is revealed in the funnest way. One hell of a population problem. Amazing. This TV guide without a TV epiphany. Also, why I want to be this grandpa. 1, I want to be free of television. 2, I love that he knows as much as he needs to know. It's genius. All right. We got, I imagine I can find something similar. Louisiana has plenty of great variety when it comes to booze. Yeah, there's good booze. I've only been to Louisiana once, but good booze. You don't need a TV. Rest in peace to Dick Donner. Agreed. And this movie is the most 80s in all the best ways. This is peak 80s. This is glorious 80s, and I love and respect it. We got the Ansible. Watching this a couple months ago, I was blown away by how 80s it was. I also don't remember the comic book shop stuff from when I was a kid. Yeah, so, Sax Man, hold on. Important. I still believe... I love that this is never referenced again. It's only this scene, but this is where you meet the wonderfulness of Star. This party, this Doc Weiler-esque beach bonfire party, is everything, and Saxman is good goddamn. One of my buddies, Mike, made a video about Saxman, and it launched his whole career out of respect for Saxman. If you haven't seen Mike Diva's Saxman, do yourself a favor. Invest in the Saxman. This love meet cute moment is everything. Jamie Gertz, man, and Saxman. Come on. I'm not even going to talk over him. Every movie could be improved with more saxophone. This man is now like a skinny poet in Oregon or something. I looked him up. I'm happy for him. He seems happy. But It's the magic. I really, really want the sax to come back. And all of these outfits. What I'm saying is, it needs to be the 80s again. It's what we need. That's how we get better. We bond over the sax, the wardrobe, the sweat, and the power of the 80s. The chains. Come on. Come on! I'm so glad you dug it, Ensible. The comic book stuff is really fun because I was already reading comics when I watched this movie. I've been reading comics since I was a little kid. Obviously, the cop just went missing. That gives us a context of all the vampire murders, setting up the horror from the jump, just building, crescendoing to horror. But the comic book stuff is great because I was already into comic books, but rewatching it older, like some of the fun stuff that Corey Haim is saying about these comics, like, is accurate. Very important. The shoulder blades on this man are no joke. The shoulder pads, the wardrobe choices on our bad guy here. Yeah, magnificent shoulder pads. Also, this film clearly informed so much of Lost Boys in character design, in tone, in everything. I actually think this is much better than Buffy. I think I just said Buffy. Did I say Buffy? Anyway, this clearly inspired Buffy in so many ways. Joss Whedon has said as much. It's much more my cup of tea than Buffy, but it's really cool that if you like Buffy, you should rediscover the glory of Lost Boys. Like my remake conversation. The build to the real horror is fantastic. I agree, Michael McCarstle. Is anyone else getting the loading wheel of doom? I fixed it. Luckily, we're back. Timestamp. Someone let her know. Right now, Mom, we're on the vampires in the shop. They're in the video store. Specifically, someone's gonna... Yeah, Black Loki. I agree. Buffy fans are gonna come at me. Let's see. Trying to just catch up in the chat. I'm giving the edgy Coy stare that was paused very intensely. Mom's in the chat. What up, Mom? Let's see. Okay, appreciate it. How do you feel about the reboot of Lost Boys? Talked about that. Perfect song for the montage. Goddamn right. Never forgot about this. I love Lost Boys. Yeah, my mom was a kid of the 80s, which is why I'm peripherally a kid of the 80s. She being obsessed with Lost Boys is how I am obsessed with Lost Boys. We watched this, like, we wore out one VHS. We got it on, we had another VHS, replaced it. We got it on DVD. Now I have it on Blu-ray. This movie's been with me all 30 years. Very important to me. It's been a while since they made a vampire film. There are some great vampire things on TV right now. But I hear you. They're making more. They're making more. It's coming back. I think vampires are coming back in a real way. What up, Eric Patterson? Let's see. I have this debate about reboots, remakes all the time. It's not like the original gets erased from history. You can always rewatch the original again. Okay, we got to appreciate the comic book store goodness here. We've got the glory of Corey Feldman popping up. Also, comic fans, look at the comics here. Look at the back art. Look at these ads that you can see on your comics to this day. We got some Batman. We got some action comics. We got some Superman. We got some Power Man and Iron Fist. Deep background behind the Stoners. We've got some X Factor, some Alpha Flight. We've got a guide to the X-Men. It's very blurry because it's out of focus on purpose. It's a depth of field issue because it's actually shot on film. Let's see what else we got. Okay, Action Comics Superman. Now we're in the Superman section. Tons of action comics, but they're definitely way out of order, which is the point of this scene. That fact's not necessarily true, but it does spruce up the story a bit. We got a Squadron Supreme right here. I don't know why Star Trek's with any of that. I mean, I don't know what he's saying about number 98. Does he mean it's annual? No, it could be annual 98. This is done in 87. I guess 98 is the issue number. Anyway, vampire comics. Got some Green Lantern over the right. Great way to introduce the Frog Brothers. Great way to build the mythology of them helping, as well as the myth and legend of vampires versus reality of vampires. Eric Patterson, I didn't know that. Saxman worked with Tina Turner for years. Did not know that. Thank you for that fact. That is awesome. My mom's saying Grandpa's Poppy. Yeah, I can vouch. My Poppy is very much like the Grandpa in this. Very accurate. My Grandpa Leroy Poppy is very much this character, which I adore. It is the most 80s. Saxman makes it, levels it up. Someone give my mom the timestamp if she hasn't gotten it yet, just because I can't. I'm not close enough. My mom has written a vampire book. In fact, she's talking about that in the chat as we speak, and I'm almost caught up. Ooh, to be a comic store in the 80s, in the thriving time of comic book stores, and the profitable time in the 90s before the bubble burst. That sweet spot of 80s and early 90s. Ooh, would have been nice. Robert Vasquez, thank you very much. I do what I can. Okay, we are all caught up. Okay. Now, we're on time. We're back. We're into it. Comics and vampires, y'all. What more do you need? My mom's book, for those asking, is called Amethyst. It is on Amazon, and it is my same last name. So Stephanie Jandreau, Jandreau, is my mom. Amethyst is the book. Now, I have to admit, maybe it's because I'm older, but I want every one of both Corey Haim and Michael's outfits. They're all glorious. Need them, want them, must have them. The irony of them discussing Batman and Schumacher eventually directing a Batman film is chef's kiss, says Michael McCarstle. He's got a point. He's got a point. That is an inevitability. I wonder if he was even aware of, like, if Schumacher was a comic guy even peripherally back then. That'd be so freaking rad. Eric Patterson, you can see Saxman and some Tina Turner videos from the 80s. I know what I'm doing after this watch along. I'm going to search some Saxman Tina Turner videos. Thank you for the new insight. All right, we got a Batman. We got an X-Men from the Chris Claremont era right beside in some plastic protecting wear, so I assume that's an iconic issue of an important issue. I also love Grandpa's car doesn't leave the garage because it is his precious baby, and that's such a great way to summarize a character. That's such a great way to give us the eccentricity without making it bad or weird. Very, very great use of Grandpa. Like Superman, truth, justice, American way. Vampire hunters. The Frog Brothers are amazing. Also, worth noting, Corey Feldman teamed up with, I forget the other dude's name, apologies, the other Frog Brother, and did a music video with my buddy Echo, E-K-O-H. They did a music video and reprised the roles as the Frog Brothers, and I'm so jealous I couldn't visit set that day, because holy shit. Yeah, see this outfit? This bitchin' leather jacket and gray shirt? Awesome. Very jealous. No, you're going to sleep, Coy. Yeah. Yeah, I need to. You're not wrong. I need it. I need it. You're right. Star! Star! It's the 80s hair, it's the gravelly voice, it's the athleticism, it's the mysteriousness, it's the intensity, it's the hippiness. Star! God damn it. Oh, David. Hell, I even like Little Vampire's outfit. One of these Halloweens, I'm going to invest and get the big Schumacher vampire brow prosthetic, because I'd wear that for years to come. And they make them in Hollywood, like down the street. There's a place that sells the authentic ones. I might do it this year. Nah, next year. It's going to be a small Halloween this year. Clever use of Star as bait to lure in Michael, because you need, in this lore, to kill someone to turn them into a vampire, which is what's going to happen after the McCarstle challenge. Also gives us an excuse for another bitchin' 80s song and a chase sequence with dirt bikes on the beach. Say hello to the night! I didn't know for like 10 years that they go, Lost Boys, in the background for years. They say the name of the movie in the song. I listen to the soundtrack all the time in the car, and that's when I first discovered it, was like in a car in the 90s, because I don't hear it in the movie. But yeah, big fan of the soundtrack, highly recommend it. A Lavelle team up with the legendary, says Black Loki. My minor in college is creative writing. I might need to get back to my roots. Get to writing, man. You heard her. She's like, Michael, she's into me, Coy. They wanted a blonde pixie instead of Jamie Gertz. They were wrong, Eric Patterson. They were wrong. Star is Jamie Gertz. I'm so glad that the blonde pixie didn't work out. Because the blonde pixie's David. He's right there, being a blonde pixie boy. If you have two blonde pixies, come on. Come on. This shot's so dope. So Joel Schumacher has this beautiful ethereal tone where he'll like have a shot and he uses fog and mist. If you haven't seen Phantom of the Opera, he uses all those elements so well to add depth to field. And then he has these really big pull-outs and push-ins that are very theatrical, very operatic. Like everything feels like a stage play in his big sweeping moments. And this is a beautiful use of that right here. Also with the flying and other things. It is two Schumacher movies, the motorcycle races. He likes them. They're dynamic. Also, if you guys haven't seen Phone Booth, it takes place in a phone booth, and it's one of the best action movies of the 2000s. Colin Farrell's American debut. Good stuff. Schumacher. Schumacher actually discovered a very Irish Colin Farrell in Tigerland, a very slept-on film that like no one has seen. Highly recommend. Baby Kiefer. Him and his dad look so much alike, it's like they cloned Donald Sutherland sometimes. Right before the world stopped, I was supposed to do a reunion con with Jason Patrick and Kiefer Sutherland. They were going to do a con with me, and I was going to moderate a panel, and it has haunted me for 2 years now. I wish I could have done that, but then the world stopped. But hopefully it comes back. Hopefully that opportunity comes back, because I want to sit down with these two gentlemen. What a beautiful, beautiful set. Like, this is so gorgeous. Giant coffin. That Jim Morrison poster is so perfect, because without the big Morrison face, it's just decrepit. There's a haunting energy to that piece. Obviously, we lost Jim Morrison, which adds to it, but that really helps the set design. And how creepy but like artsy these vampires are. There's something so inherently cool and so like bohemian and interesting and pirate-like about these costumes. It's so fun. Michael McCarstle says, Star might explain something about Coy's dating history. You're not wrong. My mom says, Michael, you nailed it. My mom knows my dating history. So, Michael, you're not wrong. Eric Patterson loves Colin. And also, funny coincidence, my dad's name is David. Michael says, there's an amazing poster in the scene of Rob Lowe on the back of his door that needs to be seen. If you guys have never seen it, it's Rob Lowe, like, shirtless and, like, or, like, in a crop top. And it's super, like, homoerotic. I always assumed Corey Haim's character was gay, but I don't think it's ever been implied stronger than that. But there's an incredible, very sexual Rob Lowe in this scene. Michael, I love that your dad's name is David. That is spectacular. What a coincidence. I hope you guys have watched this movie together at least once. Here it comes. Here it comes. Prepare yourself. Chris Trey. There he is. Look at that Rob Lowe. Look at him doing the belly work. Oh, there he is. It's good work. One of the most iconic scenes in the movie right here with Chinese. Maggots, Michael. You're eating maggots. I saw this in Hollywood Forever Cemetery, and we all got Chinese food together. And, man, it is fantastic. This movie with the crowd is like nothing else. It is magical. My mom says my little sister likes guys in crop tops. Crop tops are coming back, and frankly, as soon as I'm not COVID fat to wear one, I look forward to it because it's hot, because the world's melting. So crop tops are actually functional right now. Your dad has never seen it, Michael McCarstle. We gotta work on that. I don't know your dad, but he needs to see Lost Boys. It's for all ages and all types. Rob was the 80s Eric Patterson. He really was. His books are great, by the way. Rob Lowe's got 2 autobiographies that are both exceptional. He's actually a great writer as well. Highly recommend both of his books. Black Loki, my sister, does not speak fast. She's a very chill human. So this is a cool use of like vampires' manipulation and mental powers. So in most vampire mythologies, they lure people in, and with their innate sexuality, this is a cool use of powers to like make him think he's seeing other things. So this movie uses the vampire myth in really cool, unique ways, and now worms and all those other things. It's such a fun take on the vampire myth, in my opinion. Black Loki, I saw Coy transform into Venom, didn't see a gut. Well, the thing about that is, it's a very... Black is slimming, and a tank top is like a girdle. It's like a what are those called? Corset for man gut. I had abs before 2019 or 2020. 2020 broke those abs, and they haven't come back yet, but they will. And then the crop top will. I also want a bottle of like just ornate bottle that I can refill with wine and just have this and just like dramatically drink wine out of a goblet like this. Like whenever I have guests over, just like drink red wine out of this, and like only if you know the reference will it make any sense. Otherwise, I just look like an insane person. But I would like that. I would like to be a guy with a chalice, red wine ornate glass. That's the goal. It's a great bottle. Also, very frat boy, peer pressure type of culture. Like, it worked. They made him chase the girl. They made him feel like one of them. They manipulated him with, like, mental tactics. And then, like, he's not going to believe it's blood. And now he's like, oh, sure. And, like, totally works. And now he's one of them. Just wanted to feel welcome. New kid in town. I used to play a drinking game with this movie when I was a younger man, when I could keep up, where it's every time they say the name Michael or David drink. So through that sequence, you have to chug your beer. Thought about playing it tonight, but then realized I haven't slept a full night in 4 weeks. Nah, I've slept like 2 full nights in 4 weeks. I haven't slept enough lately, so did not challenge myself to my own drinking game. But for those at home, anytime they say Michael or David, 0 Dark 30. You'll be out before the end of the movie. It's a great game. Surgeon General's warning, drinking causes lots of health problems. Drinking to Lost Boys exacerbates those health problems. Don't recommend it, but it is fun. Overlap fade into vampirism. Perfectly cast Kiefer Sutherland. My mom is having a shock top beer right now. Respect. Hi, buddy. So now they got to kill the body so he can come back as a vampire, because that's to complete the transformation. So instead of a violent act that he would judge them for, hate them potentially for, they get him to kill himself via train suicide. Michael not taking shots for that. Sips, yes. And even that, I would recommend a not a heavy beer, because it is a doozy. I mean, come on, that's like 10 right there in this scene. See, this is why Michael McCarstle and I decided on Lost Boys. It's because of the amount of times Michael has said. Mom, I think motorcycles were always like an inevitability for me, but I do think this informed a lot of my motorcycle choices. Like between this, the Mission Impossible movies, The Matrix was big on me getting a motorcycle because they have Ducatis in The Matrix, and I ended up wanting a Ducati. So I think movies is what made me got a bike, and this is one of them for sure. Efrain Guzman, what up, man? Simply one of the best vampire movies ever. I totally agree. Give me a 30-second quick sell for Lost Boys. I've never seen it. Flickin' Reel. Okay, 30 seconds. It is one of the best reinterpretations of the vampire myth that is both modern and timeless, while being one of the best representations of peak 80s movies, culture, and lifestyle you'll ever see, with a lot of influences into films you've seen today. Lost Boys is high art gold that is both sincerely great and ironically fun. Watch Lost Boys. Hope that was a sell for you, Flickin' Reel. It's transcendent. It's a really special movie. It's in my top 15 movies of all time. Efrain Guzman, there are no sequels to The Lost Boys. There's only one Lost Boys, just like there's only one Crow film, there's only one Lost Boys. No others exist. I've not seen them because they're not real. Flickin' Reel, thank you. 30-second synopsis, or what I do. I appreciate you. Oh, this is how he loses the body. My cat is a weirdo, so he's hugging. Thought you guys should know. All right, we've landed back on the bed. We got a couple more overlap fades. Jesse Swift. I thought Flickin' Reel was you, but then when it wasn't you, I was confused. Welcome, Mr. Jesse Swift. The fact that you, a friend of mine, hasn't seen Lost Boys, get after it. Get after it. Cute Creep by Radiohead. What up, Marlon Eric? Spidey and I are one and the same. That is correct. Those Ray-Bans also inspired many of my Ray-Ban life choices. Also, notice the details of what movies are in the store, the type of TVs and stuff. 80s glory. The single earring, a bold 80s choice. Cats are the best. Efrain, I'm sorry to hear that. Cats are amazing. Yeah, my mom's even calling you out, Jesse Swift. Even my mom's calling you out. Get after it. You don't live in my state, or I'd drag you over here right now. But, Spidey, you knocked it off and you panicked. Watch Lost Boys. Windex aftershave's amazing. I mean, we've all been there. Good old grandpa, he just leans in. The Widow. It's such a dark joke. It's a little funny. Boop, 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 boop. Seriously, old people goals. I actually like how much they invest in the brotherhood between the two of them. Like the sassy, they definitely love each other, they care about each other, but there's a lot of like that bro arguing. Like it's a really big foundational part of this film that really makes it work. Because if you think about it, this cast is pretty big. Like it's like a 12-person cast, and then supporting on top of that, because you've got, you know, the 5-man vampires. You got Michael. You've got the mom. You've got Grandpa. You've got the villain. Like lots of moving parts. You got Star. So the fact that you're able to invest in so many different relationships and so many different character arcs is really impressive. This is another chugging scene for those playing along at home. A lot of Michaels in this. Again, great use of vampire myths, great use of building tension while also setting up the power set. Also, this movie makes one want to take a bubble bath, like, whoa, because I immediately, just remembering the scene that's about to come, want to get in bath with a boombox nearby and lots of bubbles and just fucking vibe, man. That's what I want to do right now. I want to take a bath and vibe. His body transforming, his stomach metabolizing itself, craving blood. Also sets up a great little plot device, having the kid on the side of the milk carton. I mean, come on, how great does this look? A nice sharp boombox, lots of bubbles, and just a vibe. This is jealousy. Nanook! One of the best dogs in film history right there. Nanook is the OG. Nanook's a boss. Also, this movie moves at a clip. Michael's already a vampire. We've already met all our leads. We're diving in. It's getting intense. Second act is building tension, building the stakes up and up. Third act is a full-on vampire hunt. I mean, come on! Cinema. Ain't got a home. Dogs know. They know first, just like with earthquakes. I love that we start to get like more serious horror elements here. We get genuine spookiness. We get like a genuine build up to more right here. And then like the whole like mirror element, him worried about the dog, like all of this is just great 80s horror. But the tone is so much better to me than most horror films. Because you're more invested in the characters than just being afraid. Out of a comic book. Marlon Eric, the cast of the reboot seems young, but they're only like 2 or 3 years younger than how these people are supposed to be. So I think they're setting up franchise because that's how it's going to be. You know, a great way to move it. Plus, they seem young because we're older. But they're like 15, 16, playing. You know, 15, 16. So it's actually just casting more age appropriate, I think. Frog Brothers! And now, like I said in the beginning, like I love the use of flying here. It's more of a hindrance at first. Like it's like learning how to walk, you know, like trying to figure out how to operate. So, you know, when you're walking, you'd stumble, you'd fall. Flying would be that with like the Z-axis, right? So I love how he doesn't know how to handle this new skill, but he's got the power, you know? Oh, this is dope. Ken Ulaza said, fun facts, while me and the engineers were setting up the AMC theater in 1988, we used The Lost Boys as a test film. That is very, very cool, dude. I love that, man. His shoes are dope, by the way, as an 80s high top guy. Also, not having the skill plus a corded phone makes all this work. I'm actually super excited for the reboot, to see how they modernize this. Oh, poor mom's just trying to have a date. I've got to go to Santa Cruz. I want to go to that boardwalk so bad. Michael says, agreed, I prefer age-appropriate casting, give some younger new actors a chance. Yeah, like, these kids are in a couple things, but if you want them to continue to have a career, then you got to keep moving with them. So I think it's good to have new faces with talent. The Flying Nun? I also love that there's clearly like longer cuts of these scenes and they cut back and forth and they cut it away. Like that cut is a rough one, but the pacing allows for it to be so much better. Like that was clearly one shot, but they cut back to the truck to see her arriving. And those little details are fun to notice, but I love the dynamic allows the tension to build with these two. Also, his robe is fucking perfect. The colors in that robe, I need that robe. Here it is. There's the kid on the side of the microwave because that's how it used to be. Side of the milk container. Also, Carnation used to make milk. Laddie. More and more strung out. Need a blood, Michael. My mom said vampires could be a real problem. Learning to incorporate them and control them. Marlon said, okay, I forgot we're not casting 20s and 30s as teens anymore. I like the actors. I just had to do a double take. Yeah, us getting older plus them being young is a whole thing. Or just spontaneously getting superpowers be a potential pain, Mama Jade. Man's got a point. So I've seen Lost Boys a lot, at least 4 or 5 times a day for a few months. I respect that, good sir. Ken, that's amazing. Coy, would you definitely let Juliana or Lucas in? I would. Willem Howard, welcome to the Koi Pond, good sir. New subscriber, Willem Howard. We are, 10 subscribers away from 9,000, you lovelies. We were at 29, and then I did a live stream, and we lost 20. So we were in the high 40s, and I was like, well, I didn't like my live stream. But then I did some work with Real Rejects, and we got a bunch back, and now we are 10 away from 9,000. So Willem, thank you for joining the Koi Pond. You're bringing us that much closer. I want to be at 10K by the end of the year. I crossed 10K on Instagram. I crossed 15K on Twitter. I want to cross 10K on YouTube. I think we can do it, gang. 10K on YouTube by the end of the year. Let's get it. Michael McCarstle said my little sister definitely would have let me float off into the night. We've got the bored rambunctious vampires making a ruckus and little hints, little passive aggressive vampire hints. Hell yeah, Little Shop of Horrors. Another test for the theater. That's another great one. Star causing all sorts of problems. I see your hashtag Koi Ponds. I appreciate you. We're growing. Also, if you guys don't follow me on TikTok, get over there. TikTok's probably the way I'm going to get red carpet stuff for us, so subscribe. Now our theme song's back, and we're going to get some overlap fades. 80s sex scene overlap fades. Weird ethereal song. Oh, Star done fucked up. You done fucked up, Aaron. Almost worth becoming a vampire for. If I wasn't so squeamish about blood, maybe. For Star, you have to think about it. You'd have to second guess it a little bit. Don't lie. Soundtrack is a fucking banger. Seriously, with the right set of speakers. I wish Jason Patrick had a bigger career. He did some stuff. He's great in Narc. He's great in The Losers. But I feel like he should have been, a big movie star. And, I feel like this was positioning for it. I just don't know what happened. Kiefer had a rough patch, but he came back strong. Jason Patrick, what are you up to? Hope you're doing good, man. Love your work. Yeah, Mom, Juliana would have let me go, laughing at me as I drifted. It's true. I had to save Nana, and that might have been mutual. Eric Patterson agrees with the soundtrack love. Enhances the whole movie. It's part of the vibe. She's still working, and she still looks great. I just saw her in something like last year, and I was like, yeah, mom from Lost Boys. My mom said, I accidentally left this CD in my old car when I traded it in years ago. Julie and I replaced it for Christmas. I love this soundtrack. The best thing is, someone got a car and pressed the radio and got to experience the goddamn Lost Boys soundtrack. You gifted someone. Lost Boys is what you did. That is an art form. That is, more people should leave Lost Boys soundtracks in cars. That should start a movement. Everyone should leave Lost Boys soundtracks in their car when they trade them in so that people can experience culture. Marlon Eric was like the only person that likes Speed 2 Cruise Control. You might be. You might be. I haven't rewatched it in years, but you might be. I need to revisit because Jason Patrick. Maybe that's what happened. He was set up to be the next Keanu and then just didn't take. It's a bummer. Look at how palatial that is. That is gorgeous. We get great little tease here using some horror tropes for some big bad here. Yeah, Mom, you gifted Lost Boys. Think about the people that experienced Cry Little Sister for the first time because of you. Especially those young people bought that car. They got a whole new... Their world was blown. Woody Harrelson did call my Venom question unique. Woody Harrelson is a delight. I'll be 52 in a few days. I don't think TikTok is for me. LOL. I get it. I get it, Ken. I'm 33, and it feels like a lot. It is probably the most social media has made me feel old, which is saying something. But I appreciate you even thinking about it enough to write that response. That means the world. Thank you. But yeah, YouTube and TikTok are, I think, the two that I need to build up to get studios to love me. And Twitter and Instagram are great for advertising for those things, but those are my two infrastructures. Black Loki, I'm happy to be 33. I've lived. I've survived. I love the world building of ghouls and werewolves. It's amazing. The Frank Miller Batman right there. Beautiful work. Another one in the background there next to the Moonbox. We got some old G.I. Joes. So they do some good detective work here, and they do guess the correct vampire, but he's clever himself, so he is able to utilize all of the above to thwart them. Oh, shit. Appeal to the ego of the Frog Brothers. Slowly turning into a vampire, Michael. It was my mom's 50th birthday a couple days ago. I see some birthday wishes in there for her. Happy 50th, my mom, 3 days ago. She is obsessed with vampires. This is the perfect movie to be watching the week of her birthday. 5-0. My mom's the best. And she did watch all the Twilights on her birthday. So, she had a good day. Yeah, they're supposed to be in school, and Jason Patrick is probably like 22, 23 in reality. Here's him being clever, power structure utilized. Sarcasm is sometimes literal. Here we are. Oh shit. Rewatch, that enhances it. Grandpa knows. He's got instincts. Edgar Allan Frog. I love how hard the brothers try to put on serious, deep voices. Yeah, the Frog Brothers. Yeah, this kind of kicked off the Coreys. I see some comments about the Coreys in the chat. Yeah, this was one of the first Coreys movies that went on for decades. Waiting for them to murder. How gleeful they are thinking they did it, and they would have. I'm gonna grab water, be right back, you lovelies. Very clever alpha, using alpha logic to belittle and take power, which is what he does as the leader of the vampires, but also use of vampire tropes in the actual dinner. All very clever, all great world building. And then this is a power dynamic between the two of them, and Grandpa being wiser than all of them. Another great soundtrack inclusion, Run DMC's Walk This Way, which then was very, very popular with Aerosmith coming in. Run DMC, hugely important for hip-hop culture. I feel like only old heads really appreciate what Run DMC did, but fantastic music. Ken, you've only seen this movie a few dozen times, and you're leaving 2/3 in. Have a good night, man. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for the info. Oh, I never put that together, Mom. My mom just said Star of David. Never, that twist on the names. I never would have thought Star of David. Yep. Yeah, the makeup is amazing in this movie, especially, like, the detail work here. Like, they look awesome. This is the prosthetic I want to get for Halloween, is that brow ridge. It looks so good. And that's why I like practical over CGI. Like, it's so rad. And obviously inspired Buffy. Because these are basically like, this came out well before Buffy. This is what the Buffy vamps tried to look like. So fucking cool. Black Logie, we are old heads, man. Especially in the world of hip-hop. We like the 80s, 90s stuff. Thank you for hanging, Ken. The bite, the head bite, the bald head bite. Oh, that freaked me out as a kid. It's great use of horror because it's not like... I usually have to look away and I'm all squeamish, but they really, like, have built a movie that it doesn't feel like horror for horror's sake, which is what I usually struggle with. Like, they're literally dismembering bodies and burning them, but it's got purpose. It's not an intense horror movie, but it doesn't feel like a slasher, I guess, or it doesn't feel like torture porn. Like, it's got a nice tone. If this is a horror movie, I think it's my favorite horror movie. Also, great performances. Like, some of the lines of dialogue are just by necessity really hard because they could be cheesy if delivered poorly, and, like, these people are in it and they're invested. It's good work. Okay, Michael McCarstle think this counts as horror. This is my favorite horror movie. This and then Cabin in the Woods are my favorite horror movies. I feel better now that I love a horror movie. I feel like my portfolio is more diversified for loving a horror movie. I love the just closet full of dead. They covered the Rob Lowe with a shirt this time. I love that Corey Haim's shirt says Born to Shop on it. There's so many just purely 80s things in this show. I love the mislead of Max too, because then you actually think it's David. It's all very clever. They're vegetarians. I love that he knows because the comics, there's just so much detail. Oh, shit. The plot thickens. Oh, shit. Sacrifice himself for love, she wanted. Or kill someone to feed to them. Either way, it's fucked up, Star. It's fucked up. Michael McCarstle says, I don't remember, do they ever imply how old David and his crew are? They don't really. Because they don't really do the like legacy of how long vampires been around, which like I kind of like because a lot of movies lean into that, and this one's just like, it's now. Which I dig. Like, they don't lean into the, like, how even long Max has been a vampire, which works for me. The murder capital of the world could be for the last 5 years or 100. In my memory. El Vampiro. This setup, this foreshadowing is just so fun. Yard work. But, of course, the yard work is what? Giant stakes. My mom said they are local kids from the area. There's a missing poster of one of them. Yeah, I think he was just like that missing poster implies that one was at least recent, like however long it takes posters to either get ripped off or degrade. But it's just like whether or not like David has been a vampire for 100 years or Max has been one for 200 years or whatnot. I don't think they dive into, but I kind of like that it lives in the present. This movie doesn't try to be anything it's not. It does play with tropes and myths and balanced tones, but it doesn't try to like, you know. Michael said, the whole never grow old part makes me curious. Obviously, they've been vampires long enough to know they're ageless and immortal. And, like, the never grow old thing is always the fun pitch of the 80s, right? Like, stay up, party all night, stay up late. It's fun to be a vampire is how they, sold all of it. So, like, the never grow old thing I thought was part of the Lost Boys element, which is Peter Pan Lost Boys. Like, they're paralleling the vampires to the Lost Boys of Peter Pan, which is a very fun way to tell the vampire myth. But I do wonder if that ever was discussed of how long they were. Because Lost Boys never grow old. He's wearing such a floofy little cardigan. Mom, I'd actually be afraid to take Poppy's 56 Chevy. The car is much too nice to take off-roading. I'd take a truck. Poetry. It's like very cute because the sun makes him weak. He's doing multiple trips. He's protecting her from the sun. It's love, even though she wanted to use him for meat. Horror Goonies. Cuts to David to mislead. Misleads us as an audience. Alex Winter's jacket is incredible and I want it. It's like a quilt and a coat. Look at the tassels. Oh. Ew. I also love that, like, in this, they don't just disintegrate. They actually talk about they explode, they implode. Like, the death is so different and unique. And I also love that on Blu-ray, you can see them all, like, weirdly covered in glitter because the sparkle of the blood adds, like, a glittery element. So when they're in the sun, there's, like, a glittery viscous. This freaked me out so much as a kid when he, like, gets in pain and likes it, and it's like, what does it mean? It's so intense. Oh, I also love the little spark. Like, they play around with the way they ignite in this in a really fun way in this. Man, Lost Boys vampires look cool. He's exhausted. He just did the rescuing. See, look at all the little sparkles. Didn't notice that for years. They're sparkly as hell. We unravel to the face of the enemy. Oh! My mom said the Lost Boys and Peter Pan were in fact also dead. Yeah. Black Loki says, "Oh, I love your cogent analysis. Why, thank you, and good use of cogent. Maybe Stephanie Meyer was inspired by the shimmering, glistening blood for Twilight." I mean, I love this scene. Oh my god, Grandpa's stopping them like this, bringing a girl wrapped up the stairs, covered in chaos, and like, that's the humor and majesty of this character. That's the tone of this film that I love so much. If I had 10 seconds to show someone about Lost Boys, it would be that 10 seconds of Grandpa stopping them up the stairs. Mom, maybe you're right. The shimmering, sparkling. But it always bothered me a bit. But I know you dig it. What are you doing to the bike in this dark? Can't lead with that, Corey. I love the hanging weirdness of the 80s in stores. RCA VCRs in the shelves because they sold VCRs in video stores in the other days. So this came out in 87, which means they filmed it in 86. This is 35 years old. It's insane to look at 35-year-old technology. Get a kiss of Spider-Woman standee. Oh yeah, mount up, Lost Boys. Well, these aren't the Lost Boys. Mount up, Frog Brothers. Now we've got the suit up montage. I'm a sucker for a good suit up montage. In this case, you're powering up your artillery for vampires. Yeah, that poor car indeed, Mom. That's why I would not bring poppies. Good use of Asher Black Loki. The other days, they were. The holy water scene was filmed in the WB lot. I did not know that. I've been to that church then, and that makes me happy. I've been to that church. That warms my childhood loving this movie heart. I definitely prefer the practical effects of the 80s and 90s. The Thing is probably my favorite. Yeah, I definitely hope we get back to more practical effects. It's just so much more expensive, and it's a bummer that studios don't see its worth because people pay for CGI movies. I do too. But like, I definitely prefer it as well. I think we're gonna go back towards the hybrid of like Jurassic Park, but it's a beautiful thing, the practical. It's also weird to be 30 and feel like a bygone era. Holy water bathtub, smart for refills, quick expediency, also for what they use it for. So refills, but also what they use it for later. That's how you booby trap a house. You got Goonies, you got Home Alone, you got full-on great vampire horror movie. Come on, man. Movie's great. Building tension. I mean, I'd be afraid of a tooth thorn after the violent attack. Look at that spread, though. Some charcuterie board, some veggies. It is a silly cardigan, Eddie. Or Max, sorry. He wants to know if she knows, and she does know. Nanook! Corey Feldman with the weird monologues. It's fall, you guys. We're into spooky season. Feeling it. I mean, I get it. I do the same for Spidey. Gotta save him. Gotta get in a nook. It's a good brother right there. And they set this up beautifully earlier at the motorcycle scene. I was talking earlier about the beautiful pushes and pulls that Schumacher does. He uses that really well with the flight stuff here, like I was saying earlier. Good stunt work, good save. Get in the house. Get in the house. Now it's Home Alone with vampires. That house is so dope. Was. Now it turns into like a full-blown action horror gore fest, but again, glorious. Come on, Frog Brother, what are you doing? There's other vampires to take out. Like that guy. Oh yeah. Also, playing on tropes, playing on the myth of garlic. One, they were able to have Max eat the garlic, but then he was able to use the mirror thing because of... And then Nanook saves the day. Oh, that's beautiful. That was a great dog stunt. But we saw that Max was able to eat the garlic, but he was able to overcome the mirror because of the power. But playing with the tropes here, but the holy water does the trick. It's wonderful. Nanook, just wonderful acting by Nanook. I also love that he's the first killed, so it causes all the plumbing chaos to allow for stakes, to allow for atmosphere. Like, again, Joel Schumacher, great world building. Because now all the pipes and stuff, like the house becomes a haunted house. So it adds to the horror tone that because of this being the first death, this all affects the rest of the house in a very 80s poltergeisty way. Again, all practical, all very poltergeist, all very of the time horror. Like, look at this intensity. Murder. Yeah, this is definitely a horror movie. Like a McCarstle, like totally, yeah, it's a horror movie. I don't know what I was thinking. Mom, it is gore with glorious purpose. Cool use of light as flashlight. Beautiful lighting for a film with all the red. Here's the best line in the movie. This is the most 80s shit in the whole thing. Right up there with the saxophone. Like, on par with the saxophone. You missed. Only one sucker. Dead by stereo. Yes. Amazing. And the movie's allowed to have this tone. Like, it's built to earn that. And now we've got chaos in the house. Poor, beautiful house. This fight's fantastic. It's like a Dragon Ball Z fight. We are awesome monster bashers. I think the reason, like, I like the Goonies, but I think the reason the Goonies never hit as much is because this, to me, is, like, better Goonies. And I know that might be sacrilege, but to me, Lost Boys is better Goonies. And they're pretty similar. Laddie's a mess. There's also one shot earlier in the movie, I meant to point it out, when they cut to David that he had to shave because it was a reshoot, and like that's his angelic, like clean human look. So the only other time we see him clean shaven is about to be right here to show like the innocence of youth and like to de-vampire him. But it was funny because there was a reshoot that made that he was clean shaven for. So whoops. But you don't notice unless it's like Blu-ray. Which is why Blu-ray's great. Details. Aw, shit. First time we see Michael transformed. Boss fight. Aw, yeah. I always thought that was really clever. They made him look so much younger, just like shaving and a little bit of makeup. Innocent David, it's coming. Also, the mohawk mullet combo with the bleach hair is a magnificent look that I'm a little jealous of. Not gonna lie. Waiting to change, waiting to feel different. Oh no. It's still the same. Oh, we got more stakes. We think it's just mom coming home stakes, but we're about to find out some shit. Great vampire Batman voice. Don't let him see me in the bodies. He'll handle, Mom. Destroyed house. I think we have to have a heavy conversation. This has nothing to do with the food fight. I think I should cover this. This has nothing to do with the food fight. Look at babyface David. Tiny little Kiefer. I love the background, like the lion in the background right next to him, like the other predator right behind him, this predator shot. Because he's been squirrely this whole time. They give him a hero pose, like a hero shot is in like an upward angle for strength. Very clever. Beautifully framed. Great directing. And the ominous light, of course. Trying to build a family of vampires. Oh! Everyone sees Michael for the first time. Very intense. Also, the most exaggerated brow. Great way to make him looking like the lead vampire, the most evil. Good work. Easily overpowering everyone. Like Frieza. Sam being a good hero. And her being a good mom. There it is. Who saved the day after all this? Who's the hero of the film when things couldn't get worse? Last-ditch moment. Remember the stakes. Yes. With a Michael assist. Correct. That's what perfection looks like, folks. That's what perfection looks like. I love they have the goggles at the ready. Oh, Grandpa. I also love that this movie wraps up like immediately. It's the big fight. It's all of the insanity. Grandpa comes in, and then it's got like a 2-minute denouement, and it ends beautifully. It ends like so many 80s movies end with the freeze frame. This ends with like an emotional freeze frame, and it's incredible. Amazing. Let's check on the chat. Boys need a mother. That's true. Facts. Coy, I know you're not a fan of the sequels, but did you read the comic that is a sequel from the film, which leads in the direct-to-DVD sequel? I did not, because I truly think this is perfect, and it ends right where it should. I actually have less of a problem with remakes as I do with sequels that are garbage. So like, I'd rather keep this perfect personally. That's how I've kept it. So it is perfect. It ends perfectly for me. It's just how I like it. The second best line in the film coming right here. Efrain Guzman, just because you're an awesome dude and always humble, next DVD watch if I can recommend The Monster Squad. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. It's gonna be a little bit, but maybe one day. Here's the best line of the movie right here. One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach, all the damn vampires. And then it fades to black because of a fridge door closing. It literally squeaks closed, and he got his special juice from his drawer, and I can't with Grandpa. I just can't. Thank you very much for the super chat from Efrain Guzman at the last minute. I appreciate you very, very much. My mom in here, much love to the Koi Pond and family. So much fun, Coy, Merrick Patterson. What horror movie is next? We are doing another spooky time in October. I just don't know which one yet. Michael McCarstle and I are going to talk. It'll be late October probably, because I'm out of town for the first week of October, and then I got to play catch up. So it'll be later on. Nanook was played by Cody, and Thorn was played by Folsom. I thought you should both know. So yeah, we will do something else spooky in October. Undecided as of yet. I don't know, maybe The Crow, Blade 2, something. We'll talk about it. Michael McCarstle, this movie is just excellent in every way. Give your titles and offerings to Mr. Coy. If only I had time to watch all the movies people recommend and offer. That's why I set up the Patron system. I need patrons because I got to eat and make time for all this. Otherwise, there'd be no time to live or sleep, which I already don't do. My mom, all the damn vampires. All right, you lovelies. That is gonna do it. Michael, indeed, decisions. We've got some pondering to do over the next 2 weeks so we can plan for the week after. That is going to do it, you lovelies. I am, in fact, going to sleep. I'm going to read 8 comics because I'm 8 comics from catching up on last week's books, much less this week's books. I'm going to read 8 comics and go to bed. Oh, wait. We did already watch The Crow. Damn. That's a good point. We did already watch The Crow. I take it back, not The Crow. We'll figure it out. I was just thinking like comic books and horror movies and like that tone, but Underworld, Blade something. We'll figure it out. Either way, everyone watching this later, thank Michael McCarstle. He's the reason this is possible. He is the reason this happens. Everyone that's in the Koi Pond, Patron or no, I appreciate you all very, very much. Thank you for watching. If you just found this channel, it must have been really weird to stumble across it for a watch-along, but here we are. Welcome. We are a mere few followers from 9,000, so I thank all 9,000 of you. That is an insane amount of people. That is such a big stadium of humans, so thank you all, 9,000 of you, for enjoying this with me. I'd love to watch Donnie Darko. It's a good idea, Mom. Donnie Darko. That is very true. Time's a flat circle. Haha, we've watched so many movies already. It's a fun little movie club, isn't it? It's like a little book club we do once a month. I agree, Michael. Time is a flat circle, and I like our movie club. So yeah, maybe Underworld, maybe Lost Boys. I mean, we just said Lost Boys. Maybe what did we just say? Donnie Darko. I need to rewatch Blade 2. Anyway, we'll figure all that out. We'll talk about it. Michael McCarstle and I are going to scheme. Thank him. He's awesome. To the 9,000 of you, I can't wait till we have 9,001 so I can yell Vegeta quotes. I'm asleep. I'm exhausted. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you to Black Loki for the super chat. Thank you to Efrain Guzman for the super chat. Thank you to everyone in here. And thank you to Richard Donner, Joel Schumacher, Jason Patrick, the Coreys, everyone for making that piece of art for my life, because it changed my life as a kid and it continues to change my life as an adult. And it's one of those movies I show people that if they don't like, I can't trust them. So hopefully you like it as much as I do. So much love. Go listen to Lost Boys soundtrack as you sleep. It's a great way to rest and have energetic dreams. Much love. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys. This was Thursday. What's tomorrow? We got one more thing tomorrow, don't we? No. Yes? Oh, yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing My Hero Academia Season 4 Part 1 review. That's tomorrow. And then I'm taking the weekend off. But tomorrow there's one more thing. No, I'm not. Saturday, I'm going to be at the Real Rejects at noon. We're doing a live stream talking about Venom. And then Sunday, I'm doing Video Drew show talking about Midnight Mass. And then Monday, I'm podcasting again. And then Tuesday is Koi Cubed. And then Wednesday is another review. And then I'm in New York. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to rest in November. And it's going to be good. I look forward to it. I need vampire energy. Okay. Bye, everybody.